Elephant Man Podcast Network, grown man conversations dealing with elephants in the room. It's your man, Moray DB. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can know when new material is coming out. IG, Elephant Man _ podcast, Facebook / podcast, YouTube, hit the Paleo Hebrew in the top right or the bottom right and subscribe. Or Twitter, or better known as X now, / Poster Boys. For some reason, it seems like it might be a freeze on the Elephant Man, the Facebook, because it's stuck at 555. I don't know what that means. And it's the same thing with the subscribers on YouTube. It's just stuck. It don't go up, it don't go down, it's stuck. Okay, it is what it is. Praise Yahusha. Also on TikTok, at Elephant Man 219. Subscribe at Elephant Man 219. Subscribe. I am charged. I am fired up. I am excited. I am glad that you joined me. I am praising the Most High Yahusha HaMashiach. I thank the Most High for everything that he's done, everything that he's doing. We got highs, we got lows. But guess what? As long as he's on the throne, nothing happens without his hand or without his permission. Go ahead and get those thumbs up. Make sure you share it. And we just thanking the Most High for everything. I am so excited in the midst of, it's kind of suspenseful. It's a lot of crazy stuff going on. And it don't even feel like 47. I used to call him 45. I got to call him 47 now. It don't seem like 47 been in office for only a week. Like, it seemed longer than he just got in Monday, y'all. Like, tomorrow is going to be a whole week. And it seemed like a whole bunch of stuff happened. But I got some insight and I got some interesting points that I want to bring out that was brought out. Shout out to Shonda at Large and shout out to Kendall Shoulders and Prophecy 101. These shows is very, very powerful. And they gave some insight, and I got some scriptures on it as well. So we just thank the Most High Yah for everything. I'm going to open up with some prayer, and we thank you for joining us. And I'm just excited. Also, I know I've been saying merch is coming, but merch is coming, okay? Merch is coming. Help us cut the costs on this channel. Also, make sure you give Cash App, DBZ, 9484 to keep everything going. And I'm going to add another day. We're about to add another day. I'm probably going to try to do Thursday or Friday. So it's not going to just be the Sunday weekly bill. We're going to try to get another day in, man, because I enjoy y'all and I enjoy doing this. So Abba Yahuwah, in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, we thank you for your grace, your mercy. You said, if I be lifted up, I'll draw men unto me. We lift you up. We honor you. We adore you. We worship you. There's none like you in the heavens or the earth. Abba Yahuwah, make the crooked places straight. Raise the valleys and lower the mountains so it can be an even playing field. In the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, we pray. Amen. Yeah. It's suspenseful, y'all. You don't know what's gonna happen, man. But we know that as long as he's in control, that it's gonna be okay. And it's like that kingdom come, that will be done. Every time something crazy or something out of the ordinary happen, we're a day closer to his return, his setting up his kingdom. That kingdom come, that will be done. And I know that you remember in Daniel when he had the dream. We still got the statue. Yeah, I still got the statue in here. Daniel, when he had the dream of a statue, head of gold, arms and chest of silver, belly of bronze, leg of iron, and the feet is iron and part clay. And then it said it was a rock that was cut out of a exceeding mountain and came and crushed that statue. He interpreted Nebuchadnezzar's dream for him. And basically, these are the different ages. These are the different rulers, the world rulers throughout the centuries, started with Babylon, then Persia, then Greece, then Rome, and then the revived Roman Empire got part clay, part iron, which means they're not together. They're not on one accord, right? They're not together. The 10 toes probably represent the UA, and they probably not together. They were not together. And then it said a stone that was not cut out by hands came and crushed it. That's Yahushua HaMashiach at the end of the age, setting up his millennial reign. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. I'm going to tell you like this. A lot of people don't want thy kingdom come, thy will be done. They want their kingdom to come, their will be done. We got people that set up their own earthly kingdoms. We got people that's putting their hope and trust in 47 and disappointed that the other sister didn't get in there. But I'm going to tell you like this. We waiting for the return of the Mashiach. We waiting for the return of the Mashiach. But first I wanted to show this little video. Of course, y'all probably seen them over and over and over. But I got 2 points I want to make. But I'm gonna put it in context. And it's talking about the executive order that 47 did when he went to DEI. And I thought that Sister Shonda, shout out to her again, and Elder Kendall Shoulders and his brothers brought out some amazing points when they was talking about it. But I want to show this little video so it can be in context. Oh, I took it down. All right. As long as y'all can still hear and see me, it's the executive order about Department of Equity and Inclusion, and they want to get away. They want to do away with the Department of Equity and Inclusion, and it's pros and cons to it. I guess it ain't no pros to it, but let's watch this real quick.
Tonight, the impacts of the Trump executive orders directing federal agencies to dismantle their diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives already it locally. As ABC 10's Becca Habegger shows us, this affects everything from education to healthcare in our region.
Diversity is not a worthy goal. Showing partiality to others on personal identity characteristics is not a worthy goal.
On Thursday night in Roseville, a majority of members of the Dry Creek Joint Elementary School District Board of Trustees voted to remove the district's equity policy.
Eliminating a DEI policy does not mean that we hate anybody.
The vote mirrors actions at the federal level, coming 2 days after President Trump signed an executive order entitled Ending Illegal Discrimination and Restoring Merit-Based Opportunity, a crackdown on diversity, equity, and inclusion (DEI) initiatives in federal agencies. He also called for all federal DEI staff to put on paid leave and eventually laid off.
We will forge a society that is colorblind and merit-based.
In the days since, federal agencies started removing resources for underrepresented Americans from their websites. On Thursday night, the Federal Department of Education announced it had withdrawn its Equity Action Plan and removed or archived hundreds of guidance documents, reports, and training materials, saying those encouraged schools and institutions of higher education to promote or endorse harmful ideological programs. The Trump administration also put a freeze on external communications by federal agencies, at least through the end of the month, according to a memo obtained by the Associated Press.
We are starting to see some disruptions in communication from the Indian Health Service directly.
Virginia Hedrick is executive director of the nonprofit California Consortium for Urban Indian Health, comprised of 10 programs across the state, including the Sacramento Native American Health Center.
We're just really concerned about what this will mean in terms of slowdown of work that's been underway.
She says clinics are also concerned about what the Trump administration might do to their federal funding, which comprises the majority of their budget.
While our clinics are directly contracted with the Indian Health Service, we are heavily reliant on Medicaid. And in California, we call that Medi-Cal. And we suspect that this administration will work to make cuts to that.
Becca Habegger, ABC 10.
We reached out to the California Department of Public Health.
All right. So that's very interesting. I think this is one of the main things that I'm gonna share. Actually, what it read. Let's before I get into what I want to say, let's share. Let's go right to the site and then read some of it real quick. All right, and this just was released by the fact sheet. Donald J. protects civil rights and merit based on opportunity. In January 22, 2025, I'm gonna go down here, and it said individual dignity, hard work, and excellence are fundamental to American greatness. This executive order reaffirms these values by ending the Biden-Harris anti-constitutional and deeply demeaning equity mandate. terminating the DEI and protecting civil rights, reversing the progress made in decades since the Civil Rights Act in 1964 toward a colorblind and competence-based work place. Radical DEI has dangerously trained many of our critical businesses and influential institutions, including federal government. In the private sector, many corporations and universities use DEI as an excuse for bias and unlawful employment practices and illegal admissions preferences, ignoring the fact that DEI's foundational rhetoric and the idea of fostering intergroup hostility and authoritarianism. So basically, it's like see words like colorblind, we don't see color, and competence-based workplace. It's basically saying you got in because you were incompetent. You needed this in order to get you in. That's kind of a far-fetched, right? That's kind of a long shot to say, yo, the only reason you in, that's the same thing they were saying even with affirmative action. The only reason you got these jobs is not because you're qualified and certified. The only reason you got these jobs is because this is in place. And I look at it, if you think about a pie, it's really a small slither of an entire pie. And they like, what you doing with that slice? What you doing with that slice? What you doing? It's like it's a slice. You still got the rest of the pie. And so I don't know if they think it's reverse, not racism, but reverse privilege or what, you know what I mean? But one of the main things that I think that the reason that it was put in place 65 and back then is not because they was unqualified and certified and they needed a hand out and a hand up. I just think it was just for protection. So because some people were more qualified and certified than others, and they didn't get the job because there was black or brown or red or whatever. So they like, yo, we need a chance to be able to get into some of these institutions, right? But now it's a free fall. One of the cons to that, or one of the major cons to it, is now it's a free fall. People can just say and do whatever they want. The decency of human life, the people that is Imago Dei, the people that is made in the image and likeness of the Yahuwah, right? Genesis 1:26. It's gone. They don't have to treat you. They could treat you any kind of way, and who are you going to talk to? Who are you going to answer to, right? So I just be like, I think that's one of the cons to it. It was for protection. It wasn't for a handout, a hand up, or a privilege, or taking or stealing, right? The thieves want to keep what they stole all the time. They don't want to give away nothing, not even a slice of a pie. So I think that that's going to hurt. I think that that's going to backfire. And it's just going to be just a bunch of mean, cantankerous people, man. But look what it says right here in Scripture. Let's go right here to 2 Timothy 3. All right. Knowing also that in the last day, let me see if it's projecting on my screen. No, I'm not even projecting it. I'm glad I came back. See, thank you, Ruach. All right. There we go. Y'all got to help a brother out here. Knowing it also that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemous, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those who that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more so than lovers of Yah, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away, right? And so I think that's what's going on. It's a form of godliness, a form of godliness. They cherry-picked and hand-picked parts of the book, created the religion, and to say, hell, we with the king, right? And but it's far from the truth. Right? Because of what we treat people. We just treat people any kind of way, right? They don't believe in the golden rule. They believe in he who got the gold rule. Whoever got the gold rule. They let off criminals. They let off all kinds of different people, right? And then they gathering up people. The ice is going up and people are running terrified. They are scared out of their minds, right? They don't know what's going to happen. while they're getting deported back to their country, and they're coming here for a better life. They said they're illegal and they're criminals because they came in illegally. Well, some of them are not doing criminal activity. Some of them are not stealing. Some of them are not doing crazy things, right? Some of them are not doing that, but they all got with this label on them, man, they're criminals, and they just want a better life for themselves. And so we just treat people any kind of way, and it's kind of, I would be scared, but it's been years, and they haven't been checked for years. And so when that hammer, that mallet finally come down, it's going to be a rude awakening. It's going to be terrible. So we got to pray. It's going to be very, very, very terrible. So look, it said, verse 6, for this sort are they which creep into houses, led captive of city women, laden with sin, led away by diverse lusts, ever learning, but never able to come into the knowledge of the truth. You think about that today. We ever learning today. We got the internet. We got all these social media platforms. We got all of this different stuff, but we never come into the knowledge of the truth of who Yahushua HaMashiach is and his finished work. We ever learning, but never coming into the knowledge of the truth. So it's just crazy, man. So I think it's going to get more crazy and chaotic and disrespectful. But this is another thing. Shout out to the late Stephen Darby. It really it stuck out to me. I remember this message from 4 years ago, maybe. And the late Stephen Darby said, it was always in their heart. It was always in their heart. So if I hate your guts, I don't want your children to have to go to the same school as my children. I can't stand you. I hate your guts. I want to be separate. They say separate but equal. All right. And then you come and you pass a law and says, nah, Ruby Bridges, whoever else, they can go to school with your kids, right? Just because that law is, and then it was crazy too. You had to be escorted to class by military police and all kind of crazy stuff. Just because that law passed saying it's good for integration, saying you don't have to come in through the back door, sit in the back of the school, sit in the back of the bus, drinking any water fountain. Just because that law passed does not mean that they're good, that they're good with that. That does not, they still got the hate. They still angry, right? They still frustrated. Passing a law is not going to correct the behavior or change hearts. It's going to, if anything, infuriate somebody more. So you got to think about 1965 to 2025. Somebody put how long that was in the chat. 1965 to 2025. Put that in the chat for me and read in a minute. That's years of them, quote unquote, I ain't gonna say being oppressed, but being denied what they want, right? And so now, full circle, they like, no, man, you're going to get it off of merit. You're going to earn, equity and inclusion. You're going to earn it. But what it could do in reverse is all these layoffs, all of these firings, and make people, we got all white or all whatever, all male, whatever. We ain't gotta include you now. And who you gonna tell? You can't go to the highest court in the land. You can't go to civil. You can't go to state law. Hey, we don't care. So what? So what? Too bad, so sad, right? And so that like I said, the DEI was included for safety and security, and not so much privilege, like the word they use. But it said people are led away by their own lust, right? They don't want thy kingdom come, thy will be done. I'm going to turn James 4. Let's read James 4. I'm going to go to here, right? They're led away by their own lust, okay? You can hope in something real, like if somebody can hope in something, the American dream or make America great again, or the golden age or the golden era or whatever you're trying to say. And it could be a faulty system, right? Whether you Dem or Rep, Republic, whatever, and you will hold on to dear life for it and make it say what it say, do what it do, and you know, oh, Trump is for the best, this, that, and the other. You're led away by your own lust. And I used to say, man, people ain't gonna take the mark, but I really believe it's gonna be so many people that are gonna have a strong delusion, and they're gonna be handed over to their own lust, and they're gonna take the mark, right? So are we praying that everybody within the sound of my voice and in the playback don't take the mark, and that we have discernment in this end time, no matter what, you know what I mean, that we stand strong in the things of Yahusha. And I think what's happening is we love Babylon, and we want to be included and accepted in Babylon so much. And he said, you are my beloved. Abba Yahuwah said, you are my beloved. I made you in my image and my likeness. You are a called out nation to me, right? It's hard to say that sometimes. People be thinking, oh, it ain't like that no more. And that does not exclude the wild olive branch and the stranger and the Gentile. But he said, look, I talked to you face to face in the wilderness. I didn't talk to them other nations. You're supposed to lead by example and lead with your influence, lead other nations to me. That's what's supposed to happen. So let's go, James 4. All right, we're talking about lust. From hence we come wars and fighting among you. Come they not hence, even your lusts that war in your members. Ye lust and have not, ye kill and desire to have, and cannot obtain. Ye fight and war, yet ye have not, because ye ask not. And when ye ask, ye receive not, because ye ask amiss to consume it upon your own lust. So when we ask for things for the Most High Yah to do, we must ask for his will and to help others. We're blessed to be a blessing. We ask the Most High Yah. Some of you guys are asking the Most High Yah for things because you want to be a blessing to your community, to your family, to your friends, right? But if you just asking it to consume it upon your own lust, then what good is it? Why would he? Yeah, he owned a cattle on 1,000 hills and wells you haven't dug and vineyards you haven't planted and houses you haven't built. But why should he give the wealth of the heathen to you if it's just gonna for your own lust? All right. He said, no, ye not that friendship with the world is enmity with Yah. Whosoever there will be a friend of the world is an enemy of Yah. Do ye think that the scripture saith in vain, the spirit dwelleth in us, lust to envy? But he giveth more grace. Wherefore he said, Yah, resist the proud, but give grace to the humble. Submit yourselves, therefore, to Yah. Resist Hasatan, and he will flee. Because when we have our lust, when that lust rages in our, and we make the Bible say what it say something different than what it say, and we make Trump somebody other than who he is, and we make these different entities do something that they're not designed to do. We make it something else. That means we are justifying it. We're making excuses, and we're drawn away by our own lust to do those things. It is what it is, right? We call a spade a spade. We cannot change it and make it something else because that's what we desire it to be. All right. So this is another thing I had got. So like I said, it's in their hearts, right? So just because you pass the law does not mean that it's going to change. Just because you pass a law does not mean that it's going to change. Their heart, right? You might get changed. It just give you, it buy you temporary protection, I should say. That the acts that they signed in Lyndon Baines Johnson in 1965 gave temporary protection. But now it's on and popping. And I'm glad that she had brought this out as well. Shonda Allah, shout out to Shonda. I'm gonna share this tab. And we were talking about the labor increase because with diversity, equity, inclusion, and a lot of these things happening, labor increase, just like in Exodus 5. I'm gonna read that, and then I just stick with me to the end because I'm excited because of what the Most High Yah is gonna do. But we just pointing out some things. So we know that Aaron and Moses, he went to Pharaoh back in the Exodus, and they were called by the Most High Yah to let the people go. And this is one thing that shout out to Kendall Shoulders brought out. the children of Israel didn't know who Abba Yahuwah was. You might say, what? They knew of him, but they didn't know him, right? So this is the first time that with the showdown between Abba Yahuwah and Egypt, this is the first time they really, really knowing who he is. They heard of him, right? They they doing different things, but they really didn't know him like that, right? So a difference with this is they was together, they knew they was Hebrew, they knew, but they didn't know, they heard of him, right? But they didn't really know him like that. So even this is pointed out that even Moses, when Moses said, you know what, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go ahead and do what you told me to do, Abba Yahuwah. Who should I say sent me? And he said, I am that. I am that I am. Right? That goes to show you that he really didn't know him intimately like that. But it's like, who should I say sent me? Okay, I am that I am. Right? And so in front of everybody, in front of the Egypt and in front of his own people, he did these many mighty plagues and many mighty things in front of everybody to show who he was in real time, right? So this is the story, Exodus 5. After Moses and Aaron went up, told Pharaoh, thus says the Most High Yah of Israel, let my people go that they may hold a feast unto me in the wilderness, right? They couldn't hold a feast because they was bound by working and stress and sickness and Mizraim is Egypt, and the mean house of bondage. And then they probably was doing the feasts and things of Egypt, right? You can't do Egypt feast and your own feast. And Pharaoh said, who is this Most High that I should obey his voice and let Israel go? I do not know the Most High, neither will I let Israel go. So we know that this is the beginning, because Pharaoh didn't know, and his people knew of him but didn't really know him. And they said, the Abba Yahuwah of the Hebrews has met with us. Let us go, we pray thee, 3 days' journey into the desert and sacrifice unto the Most High Yah, lest he fall upon us with pestilence or with a sword, right? And the king of Egypt said unto them, wherefore do ye, Moses and Aaron, let the people and their works get you unto your burdens? And Pharaoh said, behold, the people of the land are now many, and ye make them rest for their burdens. And Pharaoh commanded the same day the taskmasters, the gatekeepers, the taskmasters of the people, and their officers, saying, ye shall no more give them straw to make brick. Henceforth, let them go and gather straw for themselves, and take the bricks which they did make henceforth. Ye shall lay upon them, and ye shall not diminish aught thereof, but for they be idle. Therefore they cry, saying, let us go and sacrifice to our Yah. So they saying the reason they saying let us go and let us go sacrifice to our Yah and have these feasts to our Yah, because they idle, they're lazy, right? They being included on stuff. So I tell you what, since they got all this time on their hands, don't take them straw to make brick. Let them get their own straw and supplies to make the brick themselves and then build. So now that's more work, right? And you think about that DEI, it might be harder or more challenging for some. They're trying to create an extra barrier for people to find work, people to find a job, right? And so it's going to make it harder for them to find a job, right? And so it says, verse 8, and tell of the bricks which they did not hear forth, and lay upon them. Okay, verse 9, let their more work be laid upon men, that they may labor therein, and let them not regard vain words. So it's like you saying some vain words. So we're gonna give you more work. And the taskmasters of the people went out of their offices, and they spake unto the people, saying, thus said Pharaoh, I will not give you straw. Go ye, get the straw where you can find it, yet not all your work shall be diminished. So the people were scattered abroad throughout the land of Egypt to gather stubble instead of straw. And the taskmaster hastened them, saying, fulfill your work, your daily task, and when there is straw, and the officers and the children of Israel, which Pharaoh's taskmaster had over them, were beaten and demanded, wherefore ye have not fulfilled your task in making bricks both yesterday and today as herefore. So basically, it's like you didn't finish making those, gathering the straw, so they got beat. Sounds familiar? When their bags was empty in the cotton fields and tobacco, when the bags was empty, they would get beat. You coming up short. I know you've been out here over 12 hours in the hot sun, but this bag is not full. So I'm gonna beat you down so you can work harder. I want you to work harder and bring us more cotton, more tobacco, more sugar cane, whatever they're doing. So they're like, whoa, it's already tough as it is. So these elimination of diversity, equity, inclusion is designed to make things more harder for Israel. But like I said before, Israel loves Babylon, right? They love Babylon. So, and we at ease here. And so we're not crying out. There is a song that is in us that we're supposed to sing out to the Most High Yah. There is a song. There is a cry out that he's waiting to hear. And when he hear that cry, and when he hear that song, oh boy, the nations that's not with him, they better watch out. They better watch out, for sure. For sure. Because it's going to get so bad. But right now, half of us believe in the second Exodus. Half of us don't. Fighting over goofy stuff, right? Old denominations and all this old stuff. Half of us on the Breakfast Club telling frivolous, vain stories and doing all of this stuff, right? Thinking we are part of the system because we married their daughters and got a little paycheck. It's like, no, you don't have a distaste in your mouth for Babylon enough. So we're going to turn the heat up. We're going to let them turn the heat up a little bit. They're going to turn the heat up a little bit. It's cool. Then you're going to say, yo, if you got people that think they're on the team, they're going to come to find out, yo, I'm not on the team. I thought all this time I was on the team, right? Justifying Donald J., justifying 47. He's got Christian values. Okay, he didn't put his hand on the Bible during the swearing. And I don't have a dog in the fight, so relax. I said I was gonna behave and have nice material from here on out. I ain't gonna do that to y'all. But anyway, we drawn to Donald J by our own lust. We making him a god, making him a demigod, thinking he gonna save and do something special and spectacular. I want to show something real quick. Nothing happens without Abba Yahuwah's hand or permission, but I will say this much. He don't have as much power as you think he got. I'm not even saying, I'm saying from the level of even the unseen hand. We know there's a hidden government behind him that is running, controlling, ruling everything, orchestrating the wars and owning of the banks and I'm not gonna say it because but it's a group that's behind him pulling his puppet strings. And I want to show you this again to let you know, oh, he's so great, he's so good. Okay, he do what they say do. And that's the reason why he didn't get 8 straight, because he started believing himself. And then he's like, you know what? You're going to go sit down. They sat him down, hit him up with a bunch of charges, all that goofy stuff. Let Biden do 8, and then say, all right, we're going to let you go back, but you got to go according to plan. You can talk goofy, you can talk reckless, you can talk strange, but don't veer from our plan. I believe, this is my opinion, I believe that's what happened. He got 4 years in, He started feeling good, and then he veered from the plan. So they had to sit him down, let Biden get in there, and then they slid him back in there. A convicted felon, first time in history, a convicted felon, but calling all of the people that's coming, the immigrants, illegal and violent criminals. And well, what about the violent criminals in Washington, D.C.? What about the violent criminals in New York and L.A., Chicago? Anyway, I said I was going to behave. I said I was going to do new material. So I'm going to calm down. I'm not going to do that kind of material. You're not going to see 2023 material. Not as much. But anyway, so watch this. Donald J., this was in his first term. He was talking spicy, right? And the lights went down, right? Let's watch it.
Let me begin by saying that, once again, the full faith and support for America's intelligence agencies. I have a full faith in our intelligence agencies. Whoops, they just turned off the light. That must be the intelligence agencies. There it goes. Okay. You guys okay? Good. That was strange, but that's okay.
Now, you seeing it in real time. Hey, read that script straight up. You bet not veer from that script. Lights out mean don't talk about that. Don't talk about that right now. You do what we say. He all in. He's so great, like Reagan. He's gonna come in and drain the cesspool, and he's not gonna do nothing but what they tell him to do. Nothing. Now, we're gonna get back calm and chill out. He mad. He's a mad Hebrew man. All right. So now let's go to this next one right here. This is another thing too that was brought out. This is our last point, and we're gonna read the comments to get out of here. This was point that was brought out. It was so amazing. I think Kendall or somebody had brought this up. So all them executive orders and different things like that. Those, when I heard this, I was tripping. I was like, oh snap. Check this out, y'all. If y'all ain't heard it already or knew about it already, maybe y'all knew, but I didn't put two and two together. A lot of those executive orders, they're not even his. It's somebody else that's on the team or behind the scenes writing those executive orders. The reason I say that is because they got a whole stack of them, the first day and when he was in the office. If you notice, and they said, "What's this? What's this one about?" "Oh, sir, this is the blah 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 for blah blah blah, sir." "Oh, okay, very well then." And he'll sign off on it. "What's this for?" Meaning he don't even know. A lot of that stuff he was signing, he don't even know. But he's in that seat and power position to sign it. And so now they're like, "Oh, here you go, sir." And it reminded me of this. The story in the Bible about Haman, right? There are, and somebody had mentioned, there are a lot of Hamans. I think it was Kendall Shoulders and the brothers. There are a lot of Hamans. And if you know the story of Haman in the Bible, Haman was a descendant of Agag. He was the king of the Amalekites, who were bitter enemies of the Hebrews. Haman was brought to Persia as a captive in war. Haman was so he wanted to destroy and eliminate all the Hebrews. Okay, Haman convinced Azorus to allow the extermination of all Hebrews in the empire. Haman cast lots to find a lucky day to approach the king. Haman offered to pay the king 10,000 talents of silver to carry out this plan. So we know that Mordecai and Queen Vashti, Mordecai and Queen Vashti, they came to the scene and they ended up not. Oh, I'm sorry, Queen Esther. Sorry, not Vashti. Queen Esther and Mordecai came onto the scene, and basically the hole that Haman was trying to dig for the bruise, he fell in it himself. The hole he tried to dig, bruise, there is a lot of Hamans. Donald J. did not write a lot of those executive orders. He got a cabinet of Hamans that want to oppress and suppress the people. But if it makes him look good, it doesn't matter. He don't care about law, order, and justice. He let go, he pardoned over 1,500 people from the January 6th. He pardoned over 1,500 people over January 6th. And then he got upset when those hippies took over Seattle that one time. Oh, I would put an end to it right now. See, make up your mind. Are you righteous or are you unrighteous? Feel me? So those laws is not even his. I'm going to share this last one and we're going to get out of here. But I was tripping. I said, oh, snap. That's why it's new to him. Even when the JFK one, it was like, oh, which one is this one? Oh, this is to open up the files of Robert F. Kennedy, John F. Kennedy, and Martin Luther King. And what did he say? Oh, that's a good one. Wow. That's a good one. People need to know. That expression let us know he did not know about that executive order. You're tracking with me. He did not know about that executive order, or he would not have made that expression. Oh, that's a good one. Go watch it. Go watch it. He was all shocked. It's a group of Hamans that's pushing these executive orders across the table to him. If it strokes his ego, if it makes him look good, and I'm not beating up on Donald J. It is what it is. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done is where I'm at, okay? He's not restoring this place, Abba Yahuwah. He's going to do what he got to do. We got to live peaceably among all men and wait for the Most High Yah, right? But Abba Yah is not slack. He's not slack concerning promises, as some people call slackness. He basically said he's long suffering because he know eternity is a long time. There is no parole in hell. There is no parole in hell. If you go to jail, you serve a sentence and you be good and you get out. No, that's a lake of fire forever. So he's not slack concerning his promises, but he's long suffering, wishing for every man to repent. Right? He's not slack concerning his promise, and then everything is done in timing. His timing, because let's go back to that statue. Right? Babylon, when their time was up, he raised up, he let Persia rule. Persia, when their time was up, he let Alexander the Great and Greek rule. When their time was up, he let Rome rule. When their time's up, we're in the end times right now. We're at the feet, with part clay and part iron, the 10-toed tribe, the 10-toed with the European Union, the EU. When that time is up, no more kingdoms. No more kingdoms coming after that. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. His kingdom come, his kingdom set up. He had a millennial reign for 1,000 years. He want to give everybody a chance to say, yo, because I did y'all right. I did y'all right. You can't say I didn't do y'all right. I wasn't unjust. I ruled with an iron scepter, but I wasn't unjust. Then he said they're going to come up and do what? The feast. They're not going to be dyeing Easter eggs. They're not going to be putting up Christmas trees in New Jerusalem. They're going to be doing the feast. But I digress, because y'all going to think I'm mean. All right? But that's a whole nother different story. So, let's go to this last thing, then we're going to get out of here. Let's go to the last thing. All right, here we go. Daniel 6. I was saying there are many Hamans. There are cabinets of Hamans. And this story in Daniel 6 it said it pleased Darius to be set over the kingdom 120 princes, which should be over the whole kingdom, right? This is when Persia ruled. They just got rid of Babylon, and Persia is in rule. Darius is with Persia. And over these 3 presidents, of whom Daniel was first, the princes might give account to them, and the king should have no damage. Then Daniel was preferred above the presidents and princes because of an excellent spirit in him. What is that excellent spirit that is in him? The Ruach HaKodesh, that spirit of the living Most High Yah. He was in Persia, but not of Persia. You don't have to kiss the ring, kiss the foot of Babylon in order to reign and rule in Babylon. This shows it right here. You don't have to put on a dress and put naked pictures and jaywalk across the street. Well, I don't know why you would jaywalk with naked, but you know what I'm saying. The king thought to set himself over the home realm. Then the presidents and kings sought to find occasion against Daniel concerning the kingdom, but they could find none occasion or fault. So they looking, these Hamans set up like, man, he not like us. He not with us. He represent Yasharal. He is not representing Persia. But they couldn't find nothing, for as much as he was faithful, neither was there any error or fault found in him. You know, some people be looking real hard to see can they find something on you and in you. Then said these men, we shall not find any occasion against Daniel, except we find it against him concerning the law of his God. Okay? Because remember, Persia said, look, y'all can rebuild. Once we got out of Babylon after 70 years, Persia said, go ahead, build your temple, build your stuff, right? I don't care about that. Just submit and report to me. Whereas Greek, Rome, and Babylon, they're like, nah, you assimilate to the culture, you take our gods, you come with the winter solstice, you come with the spring equinox and all that. You follow our stuff. Now you can change it to be something else, but you follow our stuff. Persia wasn't tripping, right? Then they said, these men, we shall not find any occasion against Daniel, except we find it against him concerning the law of his God. Then these presidents and princes assembled together to the king and said to King Darius, live forever. All the presidents of the kingdom, the governors and the princes, the counselors and the captains have consulted together to establish a royal statute and to make a firm decree. See, here we go. This those executive orders, the decree that whosoever shall ask a petition of any god or man for 30 days, save thee, O king, he shall be cast into the den of lions. So this is when Daniel got cast into the den of the lions, right? O king, establish the decree and sign the writing. So the king wasn't even really tripping. It was those Hamans, it was those princes, it was those governors around him that was on that. He wasn't tripping. He was doing his thing. Donald J ain't tripping, as long as you stroking his ego. But they're like, man, well, we got him intoxicated off his ego. We can slide these decrees and these executive orders under his nose because we know he's going to sign them. If they're going to quote unquote make him look good. Everything that make him look good, yes, I did it. Anything make him look bad, he reaching back and blaming Obama and Kamala and Biden and everybody else. Everybody else except for him, right? Again, I'm not beating up on y'all hero. He shall be cast into the den of lions. Now, king, establish decrees and sign in writing that it not change according to the law of the Medes, Persians, adhere to it. Wherefore Darius signed it, the writing and the decree. Now, when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into the house and his windows and began the chambers. He kneeled upon his knees 3 times a day and prayed and gave thanks to Yah aforetime. And these men, what they do, assemble and found Daniel what? Verse 11, they found Daniel praying and making supplication before his Yah, his Abba. Then they came near and spake before the king concerning the decree. Thou hast not signed the decree. Hast thou not signed the decree that every man that shall ask a petition of any god or man within 30 days, save thee, O king, shall be cast into the lion's den? The king answered and said, this thing is true, according to the law of the Medes and Persians. Then answered they and said that Daniel, they didn't even say Daniel, that Daniel which is of the children of the captivity of Judah, regarding thee not, O king, nor the decree that he signed, but maketh his petition 3 times a day. See how they did that? They set Daniel up. That's bogus. He wasn't thinking about that, right? They set Daniel up because they knew that Daniel was upright. They knew Daniel was in Persia, but not of Persia. They knew Daniel was going to stand 10 toes, 12 tribes for his Yah, for his Abba Yahuwah. Yeah. So they knew that. So they like, yo, man, we got to what? Come up with a plan. So I really believe in my heart, a lot of those executive orders are not from him. A lot of those executive orders are from a group of Hamans that he got around him. So, but he catching the blunt because they showing him signing and he holding up the book. So they be like, oh, Donald, we hate him. And he's with it because he signed it. Don't get me wrong. He's with it because he signed it. But he ain't, man, he's too busy trying to figure out how he can be the best in everything. He's vain and he's a narcissist and he ain't even tripping off. I promise you that stuff. They don't hear him bring it, but only time to be like reverse stuff that Biden did, Obama did, and the Democrats did, it just be like goofy. Like, why? Why would you reverse something that's going to help people? Right? We're going to have to build up. We're going to get more straw and work even harder and longer hours. Right? And who we going to tell? You could be discriminated on and assaulted at work, and HR department can't do nothing about it. Right? It's going to come an interesting time. But these are times so we can't cry out to the Most High Yah. He like, I want to hear that cry. I want to hear that worship. I put a song in y'all for me. And it said they will remember themselves in the land of their captivities. I think that's in Baruch. If y'all know the scripture, put that in the chat. They will remember themselves in the land of their captivity. Now we got Bruce and other people. This ain't Babylon. Why do you say America? I'm like, man, don't play with me, man. You go to another channel with that goofy stuff. This is Babylon. Period, point blank. Don't play with me. Go to another channel with that goofy stuff. All right. But anyway, I said I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice in 2025. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice. Let's read some of these these comments in the chat. Ooh, 38 of them. Ooh, good Lord. Okay, Calvin Andrews, blessings to you. Shalom. Calvin Andrews, you love Yah. Salama. Blessings to you. Blessings to you. He said the king got played. He showed. He got played. He wasn't even thinking about it. And they came and wrote that doggone thing. I'm like, look at these people. Jill, Salama, blessings to you, sis. Blessings to you. I'm going to go back up here, son. Charles Rest. It says Reagan was the first president to really attack affirmative action to turn back many of gained in the early 80s. Yep, he was. They started messing with it. You know what I mean? And they like, man, they gonna get something that we left a stone unturned, right? Even when it came to school, and they was like, man, these 33 seats need to go to somebody who was worthy. But it's like, well, how many seats in the school? 11,000 school, 11,000 member school, and you tripping off of 33 seats. Come on. And I bet you they was real qualified and certified to get them seats, because they ain't gonna just let nobody just come up in there who ain't qualified and certified. Sharice Reed, shalom. Blessings to you. Blessings to you guys. He laughing right here. I don't know what I said right here. Yeah, please. For real. Get the thumbs up and notification. Yeah, praise Yahusha. Make sure y'all share it if you was blessed by it. Don P. Yehuda, 60 years. He said 70 years. Yeah. That was a long time ago. So that's 70 years. It's 70 years of people upset. What we talking about is what we saying 1965 to 2025 before they said, you know what, we straight on that. We straight on that. Affirmative action and DEI. We straight on all of that. So yeah, Ruhama, always blessings, shalom, blessings to you, blessings to you. Yeah, so we're gonna get on up out of here. And we're gonna just hopefully you was blessed by the show. If you was, hit the thumbs up, and I challenge you to share it with people this week. But I just got those different downloads. They just hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm like, oh man, he going outside and this stuff left and right. Like he is just, man, them papers was, because he couldn't have signed them before then. He wasn't in office yet. So as soon as he get, I mean, I probably even that Project 2025, they put his name on there, but he probably ain't got nothing to do with it. It's a group of racist Haymans that's coming up with that stuff. That's my opinion. But I'm gonna be nice. I told you I'm gonna be nice. I ain't gonna be crazy like that. I'm gonna be nice. What you say? Let me see. Put my glasses on. She said, y'all wants us to take our focus off Pharaoh and put it back on him. Yes. And I hope that's what I was saying. I hope that's what I was saying. Basically, at the end of the day, yes. Nothing happens without his hand. Nothing happens without his permission. And you see, look, lights out. You talking too much? Lights out. You get beside yourself. All right. Then what we gonna do is we gonna put somebody else in there, right? You're gonna have to just see what I came in late. No, that's true. That's true. No, that's true. That's what we're getting at, because we don't want to focus on what the enemy doing. We want to focus on promises. We want to focus on when Yahushua said it is finished. That meant a lot, y'all. And they said the veil rent from top to bottom, which means we have access because he is our high priest. He is our scapegoat. He is our Passover lamb. He is the light. That's the menorah. He is the bread of life at the table of showbread. All of that point to him, right? So anyway, I'm gonna get off of here, and blessings, man. We gonna get it in, and hope you guys are blessed. Elephant Man Podcast Network, Grown Man Conversations, dealing with elephants in the room. I am out. Perfect.